All right, let's move on to our last part here. Big Ten All Defensive Conference team. So we have the first team and the second team here. Kent, I know that you are casual, so you might not have a lot of thoughts on the defensive team, but what thoughts do you have?
I'm still trying to figure out who that freshman running back is that I got mixed up with Kyle Monungai the whole time.
Is it
Um,
Minnesota? Is it Taylor?
it wasn't Taylor. I swear it was someone from Maryland or Rutgers, so I can't figure it out. I don't know what I was thinking this whole year.
Oh,
It doesn't
Benjamin?
matter though. The defensive
Jer'Zhan
side,
Benjamin.
Chop Robinson, one of my favorite guys named to say. So I think that he was awesome and obviously deserves to be on first team just based off of his name. And then Newton, you guys already talked about him, had an awesome year. Will Johnson, first team. And then Tyler Nubin. I think Tyler Nubin, and now like I'm extremely untrustworthy, but I think he's the all-time leading interceptor at Minnesota at this point.
Oh, really?
That could be factual. I feel like I heard that during a game. So I'm just pulling up stuff that I think I heard. So Tyler Newman, much deserved. But yeah, great first team once again. Let's put that offense and defense all together and just make one NFL team. And I think it's going to be great, man. It's going to be a great team. I can't wait to see it.
We'll have to track that
I
for
think
later
he's had like
podcast.
13. I think he's had 13 in his career, I believe.
Newbin?
Interceptions. Newbin, yes. Tyler Newbin.
See, I'm looking all
Minnesota.
this stuff up now. Let's see.
It says 13. The Gophers safety set a school
Okay,
record
so is
with
it for a
13
season
career-
then?
No, career interceptions.
He's had 5 this year, which is the most he's ever had.
Yeah, Sports Illustrated put out that he had a record for career interceptions for Minnesota. 13.
I'm back. Credibility is back.
You knew what you were talking about.
That's right.
Jason, you have any thoughts on these defensive players?
Yeah, I mean, I think this is, again, all well-deserved. I mean, there's too many athletes this year to even look at. So first team, really no complaints. Like Cooper DeJean, hell of an athlete, hell of a special teams player. But, I mean, Mikey Sanistro, Mikey S. not getting on first team. I'm going to have to disagree with that one. I don't get that one.
Would you take Will Johnson
Guy's an
off to put him
absolute-
on?
I was going to say, who would you replace him with?
Dude, oh my God, that's a tough question. No, I'd like them both on first team. I couldn't remove one or the other, but Mikey Sanistro, I mean, he lays the wood. I mean, he is a ball hawk as well, too. 5 interceptions. I know the most, I think 2 players tied with 6, I think Wisconsin and a guy from Purdue, but I just don't understand why Mikey Sanistro not on the first team. I don't understand that part. Mason Graham for sure. And why Mason Graham is so good, it's a hell of a high school wrestler coming to Michigan as well, too. So what he can do with his hands, the plays that he can make, his speed, his legs, just an absolute stud. Sophomore season, too. So definitely looking forward to him more on this list. Maybe in another year he's gone. Maybe he stays another 2. We'll see. But overall, really no complaints. I mean, just absolute studs. And just as a Michigan fan, I mean, I see Jared Coasland, second team. Really no star defense or offense. I mean, everyone kind of contributes here and there per game, but man, Mike Barrett too, like third team. I know I kind of mentioned it before we started or while we were starting to record earlier on. I'm just kind of surprised he made third team. He's got to be up there. I just don't get that part either.
I think that defensive back spot, now that I'm really digging into who's on second and third team, had to have been the toughest decisions to make because it's really tough to take anybody off of the first team to put Mikey on there, or like Dylan T, I'm going to call him, from Purdue. He had a great year as well, and like Kalen King, I think if you had a Penn State fan on right now, he would be arguing for him to be on first team. So I just think that there was just too many spots, too many good players for not enough spots. Yeah, it just makes it really tough. I think that it's an honor for that position as much as any in the Big Ten to be even on second or third team.
And Thieneman, he had the tied for the most interceptions on the season because he got 2 against Indiana the last game of the season. So him and Ricardo Hallman, which that was the one I was going to mention.
6, yeah.
I would have loved to see Ricardo Hallman on,
Me too.
First, second, or third team, because I mean, you don't lead the Big Ten in interceptions by accident. Like, you have to be a ball hawk to be able to do that. And I just really think that's a huge stat. I don't know who I would have gotten rid of. Maybe Hardy. I think Hardy was kind of a bit overrated this year. Don't get me wrong. I think he's good, but I think there's guys who are better than him. But yeah, really, really interesting. Who was the other guy I was going to ask about?
Kenneth Grant. I'm like, I'm not surprised on second team, but man, I want to give him the rock though. Like, let him run for 70 yards. The guy's like 300 plus pounds and he runs like the wind. Give him the damn ball.
I was going to point out that On3 put out a Heisman hopeful list, and he was number 10 on Kenneth Grant. And then the Big Ten puts out their all-conference team, and he's second team. It's like, what?
Was he the guy, the highlight from the Penn State game?
Yeah.
That was going viral?
And if you watch the Rutgers at Michigan game, he's the one that ran with Mike Sanisher when he picked the ball off at the 50-yard line, and he shut the quarterback down.
Oh my God.
So
that's awesome.
He's quick. He could stay with these guys. He's fast. Just give him the ball. Let him run for 70 yards. Touchdown.
And then there's a
lot of talent on defense in the Big Ten this year. Sure. So all these awards are well deserved.
For sure.
Well deserved.
There's a Northwestern linebacker I wanted to highlight too. Xander, man, I can't remember his name. Mular or something like that. I'll have to search it here, but he had a really good season, and he was kind of underrated this year. Yeah, Xander Mueller. He just had a good season this year, and I think he was a little bit underrated. He didn't quite get the pressures on the quarterback, but over 70 tackles, just a good defender for Northwestern that was able to really help them along the way. I think Bryce Gallagher, deserved it over him.
110 tackles. Yeah. He got a lot of tackles this year.
Yeah. So,
and Shaheed Still from Maryland, absolute stud as well too. Maybe close to that first team list as well.
Didn't he drop an interception against JJ, or was that another guy?
Yeah, but he had it. But he still had a pretty damn good year.
No, yeah, for sure. I'm just saying, like he got there. Not many guys can even get their ball. Not many guys can even get their hands on the ball against JJ. So, even to just get your hands there to break it up or get close to interceptions.
Yeah, when he dropped that, though, he dropped off the list. That's what happened. He dropped it down a full team as soon as he dropped that.
Kent was there. He knows.
Yeah.
That was what was talked about.
You were helping.
I was in the room. Yeah. Don't forget, I'm the Northwestern representative.
Yeah. Let's talk through special teams just for a minute. See what you guys think on this. Kicker, first team was Dragon Kashish. Again, I don't know how to pronounce his name. Punter, Toy Taylor. Return specialist, Cooper DeJean. Second team was James Turner from Michigan. Jaden Fielding from Ohio State. I feel like James Turner won that over Jaden Fielding in the game, considering he played better than Fielding. And then Eckley from Michigan State. Hardy from Penn State was the return specialist. And then third team, Drew Stevens from Iowa. Alex Felkin from Penn State were the kickers. Tommy Duman from Michigan was the punter. And Tyron Tracy Jr. from Purdue was the third team specialist. Jason, you have any thoughts on these guys?
Really no debate here. I mean, Minnesota's drinking out he had a hell of a year this year. He was James Turner as well too. I know Jay Philly, he missed that he made that field goal, and then we called it time. Sharon Moore called that timeout, and he missed it. But I mean, really no debate here. I mean, all these teams have had solid special teams all year, just in regards specifically to the kicking game. Punting, not surprised by Iowa. Not really surprised by Michigan State. Tommy from Michigan. Take a shot in the dark, Ken. Tommy from Michigan, Dolman, he had that crazy kick in Maryland. He had another one against Ohio State as well, too. I mean, he has had a hell of a year punting the ball accurately and putting it right where he wants it to. So, overall, very impressed with him.
I swear he watched some Tory Taylor highlights before
he must have, but we had Brad Robbins for a while, it's like, who's our next punter? You get so used to these guys, and
yeah,
I mean, he's definitely taken that spotlight on it, and he's killed it. Return specialist, Cooper DeJean, I can't complain there. I mean, the guy's absolute stud. I'm not going to get into the Minnesota game and what happened there, if it's a fair catch or not, but He was a beast. He's an absolute beast return specialist this year for Iowa. No complaints on any of these, really.
Yeah, for sure. What'd you think, Kent?
I love it. I mean, having a punter on any first, second, or for third team this year, I'm kind of surprised to see a Michigan guy on there, but especially for those first two guys, it's really an indictment on your offense more than anything. I feel like that your punter is getting so many opportunities, but yeah, obviously Tory Taylor, like the Heisman campaign continues for him, hoping to see him in New York at the end of the year. Ryan Eckley, little note about this. If Ryan or the backup punter at Michigan State decides to transfer, look out for Michael O'Shag-Hennessy next year. He's the backup punter at Michigan State, and he is the funniest name to say out loud. And look for him to be on first, second, or third team next year. Michael O'Shag-Hennessy, backup punter at Michigan State.
Are you saying he's good, or are you just saying he's?
I have no idea.
I have no idea.
Name. I was like, man, he punted. Casual Big Ten is coming in hot with some backup punters.
Bobby Boucher.
I wanted him to play. He actually transferred into Michigan State this year, and I thought he was going to be the punter. I had no idea that they even had more than one punter on the team. So I'm hoping that he transfers out this year to a team where he'll get some more opportunities. Maybe to like Michigan State's going to give him a lot of opportunities still next year. But is Tory Taylor a senior?
I think so.
So let's get him on. Let's get Michael O'Shag-Hennessy at Iowa next year.
There we go.
That'd be great. Let's open up the transfer portal and get him over to Iowa, and so we can talk about him a little bit.
Please tell me this guy has a mullet.
No, I don't. No, he's just normal looking dude.